The Holy Gospel of Jesus Christ according to St. Matthew. Mount 10, 7-13. At that time, Jesus said to his apostles, "As you go, proclaim this message: the kingdom of heaven has come near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those who have leprosy, drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. Do not get any gold or silver or copper to take with you in your belts, no bag for the journey or extra shirt or sandals or a staff. For the worker is worth his keep. Whatever town or village you enter, search there for some worthy person and stay at their house until you leave. As you enter the home, give it your greeting. If the home is deserving, let your peace rest on it. If it is not, let your peace return to you." A heartfelt meditation based on Matthew chapter 10 verses 7-13. As you go, proclaim: the kingdom of heaven has come near. Have you ever felt like your life is a long journey with no clear destination? Ever felt tired inside, worn down from trying so hard, yet finding little peace in return? Have you asked yourself, where is God in all this noise and struggle? Today, you are invited to pause. Breathe slowly. And listen to a gentle voice: the kingdom of heaven has come near. Jesus doesn't say, try harder to reach the kingdom. He doesn't say, be good enough so that you can enter. He simply says, it has come near. So gently, isn't it? As if he is sitting right beside you, saying those words with eyes full of love and understanding. 1. The kingdom of heaven, closer than you think. You don't have to climb mountains or cross oceans to find the kingdom. The kingdom is not a reward for the perfect, it is a gift for the open-hearted. It is near because God is near. He doesn't come to inspect your performance, he comes to heal your brokenness. He doesn't wait for you to meet a standard, he stoops down to touch your hidden pain. Jesus sends his disciples to proclaim the kingdom, not just with words, but with acts of healing, restoration, and hope. The kingdom is not a distant place. It is anywhere that life, love, and mercy are alive. You, too, can bring the kingdom closer to others, even if you feel small, poor, or unworthy. Jesus clearly says, freely you have received, freely give. You don't need wealth or brilliance to qualify for giving. You only need to remember how many times you were forgiven, loved, and comforted freely. Then go and offer what you have received: a kind word, a compassionate glance, a silent presence that listens deeply, a small story. A poor man stood outside a church, asking for food. One day, a little boy, even poorer than the man, had only a small loaf of bread. He broke it in half and gave one part to the man. The man asked, teary-eyed, "Why would you give to me when you hardly have anything?" The boy smiled. "Because God gave me this loaf. Now I give half to you. That way, both of us are full." That boy was not rich, but he had a priceless treasure, a love that knows how to give. That is a little piece of heaven on earth. 2. A light journey, because the gospel is love, not a burden. Jesus instructs the disciples, "Do not take gold, silver, or copper, no bag, no extra shirt, no sandals, no staff. It sounds so poor. But in this very poverty, the gospel becomes pure. No decoration, no disguise behind power or possessions. The gospel is naked love. A love that demands nothing, barters nothing, and calculates nothing. Do you ever feel empty? Like you have nothing to offer? That's exactly where the gospel spirit begins. Jesus doesn't need you to carry confidence. He needs a heart that is open. He will take your emptiness and turn it into sacred space for His Spirit to move within you and through you. A classic example. Saint Francis of Assisi was born into wealth and comfort. Yet, he felt an aching emptiness in his heart. One day, he renounced everything, his clothes, his inheritance, his status, and chose to live in poverty like Jesus. From a man with nothing left, he became a vessel of peace and healing for thousands. He walked without bags or staffs, only with a heart full of love, and that love traveled farther than any road could take him. 3. The gift of peace, light as breath, yet full of power. When you enter a house, greet it with peace. Peace, it sounds so simple, but it is one of the most precious gifts in this anxious world. You may not be able to fix someone's life, but you can offer them the peace of your presence. Sometimes, just by entering a space with a calm soul, with eyes that don't judge, with ears that listen patiently, you've already blessed it with peace. And if that house is not worthy, Jesus says, "Let your peace return to you." Which means, you lose nothing by being kind. What you offer sincerely, if not accepted, comes back to nourish your own heart. A true story. A nun who worked in a leper colony in India once said, "I couldn't heal them all, but I always tried to hold their hands, to stroke their hair, and to speak peace to them." One man said, "You are the first person to touch me in over 10 years." A blessing of peace is not magic, but it is miraculous when it comes from real love. You don't have to worry about whether someone deserves your kindness. Just give it as Jesus gave it. Leave the rest to God. 4. A gentle life, not because there are no storms, but because the heart is anchored. Life won't always be smooth. There will be days you feel worn, unnoticed, unappreciated. There will be nights when you give your best and it still feels like it wasn't enough. But still, you are called to walk lightly. Not because the waves have stopped, but because you now know you are not walking alone. Jesus is not far. He is that unseen friend beside you when you choose kindness in a cold world. He is the quiet strength in you when you refuse revenge, even though you could. He is the small joy that surprises you on a weary afternoon, like sunlight peeking through a cracked window, or a child's laughter echoing in a narrow alley. A memorable quote. Mother Teresa once said, "We cannot all do great things, but we can do small things with great love." You don't need to be extraordinary. Just do ordinary things with a gentle heart. That is when you are truly living the spirit of Matthew chapter 10 verses 7 to 13, a spirit of healing, of simplicity, of mercy. A closing prayer. Lord, amid all the things I cannot control, help me to hold on to one thing: faith in your quiet nearness. Give me enough peace to share peace, enough love to lift others, enough simplicity to see your kingdom already close by. Let me never forget that I have received freely. Help me to give freely, too. Amen.